Now, for a number of people, they practically live on takeouts. Is there a particular thing people should notice or look out for when they are buying food from certain vendors?
Excellent question. Yes, so that is very important. So first, you look at the environment. The environment is very, very important. There are people who think that the best waakye tastes by the gutter. The best waakye tastes better by the gutter. I don't know why you've heard that. And it's just a whole perception. I mean, why would you have to buy waakye by the gutter to be able to feel the taste of the waakye? So, but the environment is key. Please, if you look at the environment and it's not safe, please run away for your life, because somebody else will eat and be walking free. You will eat it. Your immune system will break down because the bodies are not the same. So the best thing is to look at the environment. Two, you look at the hygiene practices of the one selling. You see, sometimes they don't even know what they are. Somebody may be selling before he put his hand in his nose. You know, without even thinking about it.
I've seen a lot of people that put insecticide coil inside the kiosk they are selling things in.
Yes.
Should we be alarmed with that?
Yes, because some of the chemicals, the smoke from the chemicals may find its way into the food. I know they do that to get away with flies.
Yes.
But I also feel it is not the safest way
for people to eat around that. Yeah.
If it's away from the cooking area and it's maybe on the tables of the people eating, maybe it's better than when it's where the food is, because you are getting the smoke and sometimes you can even feel the smell in your waakye. Yes, you can feel the smell in your waakye, and so those practices should be discouraged. It's not the best way. So you want to look at the one selling. How is the person conducting himself? How neat is this person? If you see any red sign, the best thing is, please, you have to move away, because you cannot risk it. And I believe that once you do all these things, you'll be able to help yourself. The next one I wanted to touch on was the water. It's very important. Water is key. This period of flooding is going to make accessible drinking water, safe and accessible drinking water, very difficult, because you have some taps will be closed because of the flooding, and you have some of the leakages getting into our water storage. So a lot of people use water to cook direct from their tap. Now the question is, can you trust that tap water that you are going to use to prepare your light soup? And how much heat do I need to heat this? Because some of the bacteria are very stubborn. One of them is E. coli. That man can stand heat. You can heat it several times. E. coli can still stay.
Wow.
So it is a bacteria that is very stubborn and needs a very high temperature before you can be able to deal with it. So the fact that you think you are boiling that water does not mean it's safe. So you want to check your water storage. If it is possible, drink only from either sachet or bottled water. But you see, it is not every bottled and sachet water that is clean.
Yes.
There was a research where we took some samples of some water brands in Accra, and we took it for testing. AJ, you can't believe what we saw. People are just mixing water in sachets and they are cutting it from their machines and they are selling to us. No form of purification. We reported, even though they didn't know what we were going to use that, we reported it to FDA and they had to go and check what they are doing. Some of them were closed. And these are some of the things we need to be doing. So if you can get sachet water, please use trusted brands. Brands that you are sure that they will do the right thing. If it's bottled water, use the trusted brands. But however, if you are, not all of us can afford, bottle, even sachet. Not everybody can afford. Imagine you are using sachet to prepare light soup.
Charlie?
How many bags of water would you need to prepare a pot of palm nut soup? If a food handler decides to use sachet water to cook her banku, how many sachet of water would she need to cook that palm nut soup? We all end up using the water from the tank. So if you cannot afford sachet or bottled water, what you need to do is that you heat the water at a very high temperature. Let it boil up to about 100 degrees. Then you cool the water and you sieve it. Then you put it in clean containers and keep it in your fridge. And then you use it to drink. It is safer that way than to just be drinking it directly from the tap. Because right now we can't trust what we are getting from our taps.